Hanging with the boys.
Mixed martial a-holes.
MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
You like to be a mixed martial a-hole.
MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
Oh!
That's right. It's 2 for Tuesdays with the MMA-Holes. What's going on, friends and family? How's everyone today on a Tuesday evening? That's right. We are the MMA-Holes, and we are swole here tonight. That's right. 2 streams, 1 day. 2 girls, 1 cup. And I hope everyone is wonderful.
Wonderful.
That's right. Tonight we are, all day we are, hanging with
the boys.
with Cody Garbrandt, and we got 10 more likes. Boom! Yes! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Dance!
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you, dislikes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
That's right. Dancing John. Thank you, John. Thank you. Thanks again. Thanks. John, thanks for coming and dancing all over and coming all over the MMA-Holes in the live chat right in there. Everyone is inside of there. We have a swole show for you tonight. That's right. Earlier today, we did a MMA hour recap, and now we're going to talk some MMA with a friend of the show. I need to introduce you. Let's get a little closer to Prospeer. Hold on. Let me try it again. Hold on, guys. I need to introduce you to
Prospeer.
All right. Prospeer Management Branding. We're going to introduce you to a gentleman named Luis Serrano. He is the founder of Prospeer. He's wonderful. He's coming on the MMA-Holes to hang with the boys because it's going to be a wonderful night. And we're going to be talking MMA. And what's cool about Prospeer is we're going to get an inside look on the world of mixed martial arts. Interesting little conversation. Things that are going on in the UFC, Bellator, MMA now, in the mainstream and in the local scene, and everything mixed martial arts. I invite you guys inside that phone over there to talk with us too as well, because we're going to have a swole evening. It is wonderful. Before I get started on the swole sexy show,
Yes, sir.
this man, Frank Pavon,
Naughty George.
Naughty George, with a $2 donation, the Conor McGregor, yes sir, Naughty George, that's right. Thank you, Frank Pavon. You are wonderful. In the chat, Nightbot will be spamming all different denominations of donations, so you could actually jump in there and donate whatever the fuck you'd like. In the description is denominations too. Super Chat is open, and I welcome anyone to opening their wallets to the MMA-Holes. Thank you guys for the donations, and we're doing some swole amounts over here. So you guys are wonderful, and I do appreciate
Wonderful.
all the hard work by the MMA-Holes. Here's the chat. And there you are. We are 1,246 swole right now. And this is some exciting stuff. If you're not subscribed to the MMA-Holes, you do it right now. So a fancy graphic pops up and your name spreads all over the world on the MMA-Holes Live. We have Craig Lee, Jesus Christ. Jay Smooth, Frank Pavon. And you know what, Frank? Is it Frank Pavon or Frank Bevon? I've probably been saying your name for the longest time the wrong way. Is it Frank Pavon? Bevon? Beaver? What? How do you pronounce your last name? Phonetically pronounce it for me so I could get it right. Steven Sedola's here, and he says, Tenshin Nasakawa. Tenshin Nasakawa, great fight. And that's what he says.
Wonderful.
Craig Lee says, at the MMA-Holes, how fast we become a tip whore. That's right. I am a tip whore. That's right. I dance for tips. I play for tips. I sing for tips. And why the fuck not? Hey, why the fuck not? But anyway, I am your whore, your friendly neighborhood whore, who spreads the joy of MMA-Holes. And you guys are all wonderful, wonderful. If you don't want to dig into that well, that's fine. Dig into that tip jar, the like tip jar. Every 10 likes, we play the 10 more like song where we make this man pink dance. He dances around for your pleasure and your fun. That's right. Look at him dance. Nice suit he has on there. That's right. So it's okay, Bev on. So I was right then. It's Bevan. Bev on. Okay, there we go. All right, Frank. So then I was right. I wasn't sure if it was Bevan. A lot of people were like, are you saying his name right? And I'm like, I hope I am. I mispronounce a lot of names, so that shit happens. Google Zoom it. Boom. UFC 212 is going down this weekend. Holloway versus Jose Aldo. It's going to be wonderful, wonderful. It's going to be a great time. And you know it.
Wonderful.
Fight Buddies. This Saturday is going to be swole and sexy. We'll be doing some Fight Buddies for UFC 212. This card, briefly looking over it, I'm not like jumping through fiery hoops for it, you know? I'm not like, yeah, I can't fucking wait for this card. This fight, yes. But don't care. I mean, it's going to be a good fight. I'll give this one a maybe care and don't care. Sorry. The top two are the ones I really care about over here. Let me know your thoughts. Are you excited about UFC 212? I'm always excited because I get to hang with the holes and hanging with the
boys.
Yes. I get excited every time I get to hang with the boys and the gals, the 7%, and it's always fun. But UFC 212, what do you rate this card? Just by looking at it before we even get there, I'm not like super stoked. But Aldo versus Holloway, I am in. I am 100% in, and that's the reason why I want to be doing this Fight Buddies, because this is going to be a good one. Aldo versus Holloway. But could you imagine? Hold on a second. I don't know if you hear that. I'm knocking on wood. Could you imagine a world where someone falls out of this card and it's either Aldo or Holloway? Could you imagine the devastating blow that would be for UFC 212? Just let it sink in. No one's really spoken about this because it would be a devastating blow. Aldo versus Holloway. If one of these motherfuckers fell down the stairs or fell off of the Brazilian Jesus that has his arms wide open, could you imagine what would the UFC do? Would the UFC make this card a fight night? Because let's be honest, without Aldo or Holloway fighting, this would be an epic disaster. I mean, they're playing with fire here, the UFC 212. You're playing with absolute fire. Now, I'm not fire. I'm not disregarding the fight between Carolina and Claudia, because that fight is going to be fucking great. It's going to be a great fight. I'm interested. I'm very interested. It's a Claudia Joanna too, it seems like to me, because that's what this fight's going to be like. So I'm in. I'm all in. But this fight here, could you fucking imagine? Could you imagine? Aldo falls out? Oh my God. That would be a complete and epic disaster. Frank Bevan says 212 is a pay-per-view? Yeah. So they say. Uh-oh. Look out. Tip, dance, coffee, tip, dance, coffee, tip. Dance. Thank you.
Chris, I love you, sweet tip whore. You are my hero, love to all in the chat. Bring Marlin on later, you fook retard. Just kidding, you ass. Love you, $5 well spent.
I think that was the first time I was ever called a fook retard. Or is it love you, fook retard? I don't know. But a fook retard, that is definitely the first time I was called that. Thank you, Craig Lee, for the wonderful, wonderful coffee tip dance. That's fucking hilarious. You fook retard. It's so great. Okay, let's see. That bitch is a goon slapping mother, says Steven Cedillo. She's his coach slapped her offspring after he got a shit pushed in. Hold on, let me go back here and see what we got over here. Let me go into the chat room and see. Her mother was a coach too. We're talking about someone over here. Who are we talking about? Bevan. Blah, blah, blah. I must have missed out. But anyway, let's see what you guys think. 212 is a pay-per-view, and the answer is yes. Aldo fights in Brazil. He won't pull out. But think about it, Jesus. Just think about it for a second. How many fights has Aldo pulled out of? He's been a pull-out artist for his whole fucking career. That would be an absolute disaster if, God forbid, I know right now Dana White's watching and like, dude, do not fucking jinx this shit. But it's definitely not a pay-per-view card. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Not at all. Let's see. Frank Pavon says, Europe loaded with mamas, boys. I'm in for the main event, says Jay Smooth. Let's see. Artem, be ready for the interim titles. Yes.
Wonderful,
Imagine
wonderful.
one of them gets hurt and Artem steps in, steals the belt. Oh, that'd be awesome. Let's see what else we got over here. Carolina is tough. She is. And she's fucking easy on the eyes. Carolina is definitely my favorite to look at out of the females. Not to get all cringy and weird, but Carolina is wonderful, wonderful. And there will be a donation song for Carolina, too. I just have to think it up. I have a donation song for Anderson Silva, for Conor McGregor. I have a whole bunch of different ones. I need a Carolina one. She's my bae. She is fit as food, Carolina. Uber Babes is Frank Pavon. And yeah, if you haven't seen, what's it called? The Embeddeds, which are always good. Always watch the Embeddeds. They're always fun. They're not like The Ultimate Fighter. The Embeddeds are very, very well done. And Carolina's running around in her bathing suit. And it is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Lift my ass off. Love it. Stoned I am. Says Craig Lee. Spark it up. Uber Babe. Yeah, but she has crazy eyes sometimes, says Jesus Christ. Are we talking about Carolina? How dare you? That's blasphemy to talk bad about Carolina. I don't pull out, says Craig Lee.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Carolina and the chick that holds her pads would get raped all night long, says Jay
Wonderful,
Smooth.
wonderful.
Oh, God. Craig Lee never pulls out.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Except for when he's hanging with the boys. Or Craig Lee, he usually tells the women to.
Lick my balls.
And Craig Lee wants to lick her. Those Polish witches rape them all. Oh, God. Her dripping shave snatch. Oh, the comments are coming. Lewis from Prospeer Management. Oh, my goodness. Do you hear what they're saying? Do you hear this? They're talking about Carolina. You want to get on the mic? I have it set up if you want. Yeah, listen, they're all they're perving out tonight. It's a Tuesday perv night on the MMA-Holes. Her dripping shave snatch. Joseph Crutchfield says, "Sup, boys? I'm here. Did we spark yet? Oh, well, yeah. I think everyone is completely high and drunk right now, and it is wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So spark them up if you haven't. Ling Ling is here, says correctly, and he says, lick my balls. Oh, God. Oh, God, you guys are on fire tonight. This is fucking funny shit, man. Oh, we're talking about dripping snatches, MMA, and everything. Listen, there's no other MMA show that actually goes to these places, and you guys definitely bring it there. You bring the heat, and it is wonderful, wonderful. This is the MMA-Holes living room where shit goes down, and we get to get swollen sexy. We get comfortable in this room. So if you're not comfortable, we'll pull up a seat next to the TV. Is everyone close? Is everyone there? Okay, here we go. There it is. UFC 212. Get excited about this thing. And like I said, if this fight gets fucking yanked, we're screwed. And the UFC could say, lick my balls.
Lick my balls.
Let me ask you a serious question now, guys. In the chat, let me know. What does the UFC do if someone pulls out of the main event? Holloway or Aldo? What does the UFC do? Do they stick to a pay-per-view? Do they have someone try to fill in? And if so, who? Someone said Artem Lobov, but it would be a disaster. I can't see a pay-per-view happening. No one's gonna fill in. There can't be a fill in. There's already a belt combination over here, a unification. It's impossible for them to do anything in this situation. I kind of want to see it happen. I kind of want to see someone fucking pull out. It'd be fucking great. Uh-oh. Boom. 10 more likes. Ba-da-da. Da 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 da. Jon is dancing. Fuck.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you, dislikes.
Yes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
Thank you, Jon. We did it. We did it. 21 in the fucking tip jar on the MMA-Holes Live. And that is wonderful, wonderful. Getting Max. All right. Let's get some messages over here. That seems to happen here on the MMA-Holes. You know, people like to message you while you're doing a swole show. I think this is this the first time that we did a show, 2 shows, well, before, 2 shows in one day? I can't fucking remember. Oh, no, it's not the first time. We've done it before. So, can't celebrate, but we have done it before. Licky Licky, says Craig Lee.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Where's the scrub at? Uh-oh, Jay Smooth. He's foaming at the mouth. He smells fresh meat, and he wants to attack. Let's see what you guys could say to Luis. Now, if you guys, the old school MMA holes, if you guys were around for a little bit, a hot minute, when I covered Prospeer FC 22, Luis did come on for a bit, and Mexican was the culprit. But guys, hold on, guys. Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got a guest.
We got a guest. We got a guest.
We got a guest on the MMA-Holes. Yes.
We got a guest. We got a guest. We got a guest on the MMA-Holes.
Very serious. He's ready for blood. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. On the screen right now, on the screen right now, we have a gentleman. His name is Luis Serrano from Prospeer. Prospeer Branding, Prospeer Management, Prospeer Agency, everything, right, Luis?
Everything.
That's right. Everything. All the brands.
Except MMA-Holes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. A good friend of the show, Luis from Prospeer. And he is here. He is wonderful, wonderful live. Now, this is the first time Luis has ever been live on the MMA-Holes. So now I want everyone to say hello to Luis. Be nice. Now, Luis, I have a question for you. Do you have the live chat open, or are you just doing this?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so you get
I see Jay Smooth already said hi.
Jay Smooth's been foaming at the mouth since the afternoon, so he's pumped up for this. He's been waiting all day.
I've been on actually 2 other times during Premiere.
That's true. I was just saying that before you came on. Yeah, if the old school people remember Premiere FC 22. Yes, sir! Oh shit, we got a donation over here, Luis. Hold on.
Hello.
And Marlon says hello. Thank you, Marlon. That was very nice of you. That was very nice. How about that, Luis? Marlon says hello. Okay, so guys, this is Luis from Prospeer Branding Management. In the description, I dropped his link to his website, and it is a swole website. I have to say, you did a nice job on there. Did you create that yourself?
Yeah, I did. I'm a web designer, actually, by trade. Web
designer. All right, so you know what? Luis is here, and since we're talking about web designing, let's get a little backstory on Luis right now. Where is your background, and why did you start a swole company like Prospeer? Now, I did meet him through a certain gentleman named Justin the Fort Sumter. I know a lot of friends of the show are familiar with Justin Sumter, and that's how we got this party going. Luis gave me a lot of opportunities when it came to the whole Prospeer Premiere FC 22 situation. So I do owe that to Luis, and let's get a little backstory right now. Thank you.
Prospeer actually started with Justin. Justin was my first client. I don't know if you guys knew, but I managed his MMA career for roughly probably about 2 years or so. And before that, I was a Marine until about 2010, and then decided that there's nothing in the world after you get out of the Marines, so figured I'd go into MMA.
So there you go. So you were so you served in the Marines, and
Yep.
Thank you for your services. Everyone be nice and say thank you for your services, because that is pretty wonderful right there. So what got you into the sport of MMA?
So when I was in the Marines, I did a lot of Marine Corps martial arts, I got up as high as Marine Corps brown belt. It goes tan, gray, green, brown, and black. Brown belt is just past the green belt instructor, which is sort of the same thing as martial arts, except, of course, the outcome is death. But once I got out, I started training, and in the middle of a kickboxing match, I blew my knee out backwards. So figured I get into either management or use my web design skills, and fell into Prospeer.
And mixed martial arts is a passion of a lot of people that are inside this phone over here. We all have the same passion right now. And there's a lot of things that go on that people don't know about in the world of MMA. And just by speaking to Luis for these last, I don't know, maybe, what did I know you for a couple of months now? I learned a lot when it came to stuff behind the scenes, the actual wheeling and dealing when it comes to MMA. Like us as fans, we just go to these events, we pay for their pay-per-views, and we watch all this stuff, but we don't realize what goes on behind the scenes with the UFC and then all the lower organizations and stuff like that. So it was really cool to meet up with Luis and the whole Prospeer gang and Justin Sumter, and it was cool to work with him for Premier FC 22. That was a good time. Now, what do you think? What is the state of the UFC right now? Looking at the UFC, where do you think it's going in the right direction with these new owners? Or do you think that the UFC is taking a step back with all these crazy big money fights?
UFC now, they're trying to make pop stars pretty much. So if you see all these guys that they're keeping, they just got rid of another 10 superstars a couple days ago. I see them going downhill, as you see Bellator's picking up a lot of their older fighters.
Hold on, Luis. We have a coffee tip dance. Let's see what this interesting fella has to say. Let's listen.
Hey, does he own the car wash or just work there? No shit, love you. I am retired USN pilot again. Good luck and respect, Craig Lee LT. Lucan VP 24.
There you go. Craig Lee did serve in the Air Force, so I guess he gets a pass for saying that you work in a car wash.
Yeah, he was a cheerleader.
Craig Lee,
Cheer Force.
Craig Lee, thank you for the donation. You are wonderful, wonderful. Now, we were talking about the UFC and the state of the UFC. You did mention that fighters got cut, and one of the fighters I forgot to bring up was Cote. I actually was a little surprised by this. I'm not a huge fan of the guy. Canadian Cote is cut from the UFC. What are your thoughts on this guy being cut? I did notice the list. No one really stuck out besides him. I was a little stunned by this one.
What was his last fight?
Let's see. Let's go through his stats. That would help.
He lost to Thiago Alves, Donald Cerrone. He was an exciting fighter. Again, the UFC with their pop star MMA fighters, if you see the fighters that are only staying are the ones that are either fighting on stage or Conor McGregor. Mm-hmm. You look at Roy Nelson. He just signed with Bellator. He just signed a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah, I think it's like a 3-year deal with Bellator, and he came off of a bunch of losses as well.
Yeah, he did. I think he lost Derek Lewis, Dos Santos, Volkov.
Yeah, he was on a downslide. He definitely was. He's 41 years old, so he makes sense with Bellator. The Cote thing was a little strange. Maybe his contract was up. I'm not sure. But I see, he lost to Donald Cerrone. Yeah, Alves, Cerrone. But, that was a 2-fight losing streak, and then all of a sudden, he had 3 before that where he won. He was actually doing pretty good. I'm assuming that maybe his contract was winding down and like, hey, we're not going to give you the money, so see you later. But
because he was in the UFC and then he left, and then he came back.
Correct.
So I'm assuming this is it.
So now a lot of fighters are saying, hey, the grass is greener on the other side. Bellator MMA, you get to have sponsors. You get to, there's a lot of other ways where you can make money. They might not be paying you the big bucks, but all of a sudden, boom, you got sponsors, you got tags all over your pants and this and that, and you're making some extra cheddar. What do you think about this with the whole sponsor thing? Do you think that the UFC, after this whole Reebok deal is done, like, I don't know, their contract is over, do you think the UFC goes back to having sponsors again, or do they just go sign another big deal?
I mean, see, the thing is the UFC still has sponsors, so they're raking in that money. You see, they've got Bud Light, Monster, they've got Metro PCS, and Reebok, so they're taking in all that money, and the UFC fighters, of course, are left with some of them Monster and Reebok. Business wise, yeah, they'll probably sign with Reebok again.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's not a good thing for the fighters. I mean, with Bellator, they don't pay as well, but the fighters end up making a lot more in sponsorships. I mean, look at their lightweight or light heavyweight champion. What's his name? He beat Jon Jones. I can't think of his name.
Who did? But Cormier?
Davis.
He's about to beat him. Oh, I'm sorry.
He got paid 50 show and 50 win bonus. I mean, you know, to a fighter that wasn't making close to that much in the UFC, Bellator is going to make him a superstar.
Yeah, well, Phil Davis, yeah, he definitely made the right decision. And I got to say, I was a little shocked that he beat McGarry. I was a little shocked by that. But then watching McGarry's last fight, I'm starting to think that this guy is completely overrated. And it shows that the talent that Bellator had isn't as great. And unless you're talking about a Michael Chandler, everyone else is kind of a step behind these UFC fighters. And now you see what Rory McDonald does. Jesus Christ, the guy comes in there and he fucking destroys, what's his name? I forget. Oh, the black guy. the fuck's his name? We run a very sophisticated, stats-orientated show over here, so everyone relax. But Paul Daly, that's his name, Paul Daly.
Yeah,
it took me a second. You know, the black guy. Yeah. So Paul Daly, he ran him over. I mean, he choked him out, this and that. So it looks like these guys, and Bader's he's gonna kill. He's gonna kill over there. He's gonna destroy in Bellator.
But he's fighting Phil Davis next.
Is he the one that's gonna fight him?
Yeah.
Oh wow. And he lost to Phil Davis in the UFC, didn't he?
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's an interesting one. Phil Davis is so goddamn boring. Ugh, he is so fucking boring. Anyway, that's besides the point. So let's. So now we're talking about this. Now we're here with Luis Serrano, Prospeer Agency, Prospeer Branding. Check out in the description if you guys are looking for someone to represent you and make your penis 2 inches larger. Well, Luis is your guy, right, Luis? That's right. See, that's right. That's right. Now, you have some affiliation with a bunch of MMA organizations. You do some matchmaking as well, correct?
Yeah.
So how is...
Yep, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, how is it getting into the matchmaking game? A lot of people don't really pay attention. I think, was it Joe Silver's the UFC guy, or I don't know who the guy is now.
It was Joe Silva. I think they picked up a guy from, I want to say either World Series of Fighting or Pride. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I guess when the new owners, yeah. Oh, Silva was the old guy. Yeah, I don't even fucking know the new guys.
Yeah, anyway, he retired with his millions.
So now people take for granted these fights, matching fights, putting these fights together. What goes into piecing together the perfect fight? Is it more of what style is better than the other style? Like, how do you go about matching a fight?
It's funny because the person who taught me how to matchmake was Carrie over at Premier. But first of all, you've got to chase the fighters and make sure that they're good with their medicals. But yeah, I mean, usually, you know, if you've got a boxer with a wrestling background, then, you know, it'd be a good fight to put them either against a jiu-jitsu practitioner. You know, because of course, look at Justin Sumter's fight. That was a perfect matchup. A jiu-jitsu guy with decent wrestling skills with Justin, which has got, you know, he's a striker and a wrestler.
It's got to be a pain in the ass. And Craig Lee chimes in. He goes, can you match him with Sarah Payant? That's what Craig wants to know. I think, yeah, I guess everyone would like that, right?
Wonderful.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's see. So Davis lost to Vader. Wait, hold on. Did Davis lose to Vader? I can't remember now. I thought Davis. Hold on, I gotta look for this now. Unless these people are fucking with me.
He lost split decision.
Oh, he did lose to him. Okay,
Davis did. Davis lost to Bader, yeah.
Oh, so that means Bader's just gonna run him over this time around. Bader seems like he's hit his stride. He's a big dude too. So we're talking to Luis Serrano from Prospeer Management. Now, You guys know a friend of the show, Justin Sumter. Justin Sumter gave a shout out to the MMA-Holes. Luis is a good friend and a business, well, not partner, I don't know. He's worked with Justin, and it looked like you had great seats at CES, Access TV. You were there. It looked like, were you cage side, or you were pretty damn close?
Yeah, it was right up front.
What was it like seeing Justin win on TV, on Access TV?
Well, Justin, for some reason, was on the other side of the cage. So I kept calling him over during the fight, but he wouldn't come over. I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, my wife was with me. She was more of a nervous wreck watching Justin fight than I was. But I mean, it's an awesome organization, so it was pretty cool to see it cage side.
And it must have been a lot of fun. Now, how did guys? Who saw the video that Luis's wife was filming, or were you filming it?
Yeah, she was the one screaming out.
I was going to get to that. I was going to ask who did see the video where Justin shouted out the MMA-Holes. If you saw that video, hit us in the chat with the ones, so I know you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, if you didn't see it, well, Justin the Fort Sumter is a badass. 4-1 professional record, fought on Access TV CES 43, I think it was.
Yeah, 43.
CES 43. And he shouted out the MMA-Holes. And Luis had it on tape, and he was able to give us the footage of that. And his wife was having an orgasm while it was happening. It was amazing. Frank Pavon was there. All true stories here on the MMA-Holes. We don't lie or fib. And it is wonderful, wonderful. Luis, how long have you been married for?
Going on 3 years.
Oh, nice. 3 years. What's the keys to a successful relationship?
She's always right.
No, I guess, you know what? That's good advice, right? Listen, I'm married.
She's in the other room.
Oh, okay. Is she listening in right now? Do we have to be careful? Oh, shit. Who wears the pants? Smart. Just points. Don't say anything. That's right. All right. Luis Serrano's here on the MMA-Holes Live. Prospeer'S in the house. Now, I've spoken about you guys a lot. And this is the first time we give you a proper interview where you could sit down with us. It looks like you're in your office right now. Is this a new office? Is this an old office? Let me see.
Yeah. We just put it up like a week ago.
Nice. And where are you located so they could find you?
West Haven.
West Haven, ladies and gentlemen. Have you always lived in West Haven?
Yeah. From Virginia when I was in Marines. Moved to West Haven.
Oh, okay. Very good. Wonderful, wonderful right there. Now, Luis is a big, swole fan of the MMA-Holes, and he is a good friend of the show. So definitely check him out if you guys are looking to make your business bigger and better. What would you say to the people right now if someone was trying to start a career in MMA, if someone was trying to get into the game, what kind of advice would you give them besides hiring you?
As in a fighter?
Yeah, as a fighter.
I mean, own up to your brand. I mean, I see fighters all the time that, they want to be signed by organizations, or they want an organization to give them a shot, but unless you can sell tickets and brand yourself, nobody's ever going to give you a call.
Yeah.
That's why Justin does so well, because he sells so many tickets and everybody knows the Fort now.
Everyone does know the Fort. And I got to say, it does help that Justin has that personality. Besides being a complete savage in the cage, I mean, he's just the biggest sweetheart outside of the cage. It's crazy. Do you find that with a lot of fighters? Do you find that they're gentlemen outside of the cage, and then when they get inside, it's a different story, or is it vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, again, exactly what you said with Justin. I mean, he's one way in the cage, but, not many people know he's an engineer outside of the cage. Or, Sarah, for instance, you see her beating girls up, but outside of the cage, she's a prissy little girl.
Now, Frank Pavon has a good question. Is Justin your most famous fighter that you've signed?
Justin's the only one we've signed so far. We've got 2 other fighters that are interested, but I mean, right now, as you know, we've got so many things going on. I don't think we will sign any more fighters.
The organization CES is on Access TV. They put on a great show from what I see. What is it like working with a company like CES?
I mean, they're extremely organized, that's for sure. So, I mean, it's when you go to a smaller scale organization like Premier, I mean, Premier's got an awesome production. When you go to CES, it's on TV. Everything's got to be on point from the beginning to the end. I mean, the owners are awesome as well. So, I mean, it's a pretty good organization to be a part of.
Brian Roy just says, everyone doesn't know the fort. What plan are you on? Well, listen, if you watch the MMA-Holes, I mean, everyone watches the MMA-Holes for God's fucking sakes. I mean, everyone knows, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, what is this guy talking about?
He must be new.
Well, everyone will know the fort. I could tell you that right now. What do you see in the future for a certain Justin Sumter?
I mean, he's got a couple more fights I know coming up, which I can't say yet until he signs the contract. But I mean, honestly, beginning of next year, I can see him in the UFC.
In the UFC by next year, you're saying? Wow.
I mean, you've seen his last 4 wins in a row, 3 by TKO and the last one by finish. I mean, these next 2, no problem. He'll get a call.
That's awesome.
I mean, especially fighting for CES. Most of their fighters, especially their champions, end up going to the UFC.
And speaking of the UFC, what fighter do you think is the guy or the girl to look out for? What is someone that is rising up right now that can be the one to make the most noise in the future?
In CES, you said?
In the UFC right now.
Definitely not Cody Garbrandt. Can't wait for him to get his ass beat. But I mean, that's a tough question.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of up and coming people, and you never know who's gonna hit big. Who's gonna be that one breakout star?
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with a Bellator fighter.
Okay.
Nieman Gracie.
Nieman Gracie. Give a little story about this Nieman Gracie fella.
So Nieman trains in New York. Actually, Justin was offered that fight, but Nieman's too light. But I mean, he's 5-0, jiu-jitsu black belt under Hoist Gracie, I believe. So I mean, when you carry the Gracie name, you've either got to be the best fighter or change your name. But I mean, he's the guy that everybody's looking out for in Bellator. So I mean, he's fighting. I can't remember his name, Dave Marfone, I think. But I'm pretty sure give him a fight or two and they'll give him a title shot. But UFC may pick him up. If they're smart, they'll pick him up.
And we should keep an eye out for this fella. Now, Jesus Christ has a very good question, actually. Which UFC fighter would you like to manage, except for CONOR, of course?
God, no. Jon Jones. He seems like fun.
Do you want to party with him, or do you want to manage him?
I'll do both.
Jon Jones.
Actually, after this win, Gustafsson.
Well, yeah. I mean, now, okay. Let's talk about the Jon Jones, the DC, the Gustafsson, the Manawa. There's so many names now. It went from a stagnant division to all of a sudden there's a million names, and then you got this guy Volkan guy, whatever the fuck his name is, that just fought recently, who looks like a killer as well. What do you predict? Okay, you got Jon Jones, you got DC. They're going down. It's UFC 214, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you predict? Who wins that fight, and then who is the contender? Does it matter who wins the fight for who fights for the belt, or what do you say?
I mean, I honestly think Jon Jones is gonna beat Daniel Cormier. I mean, he's in his head already, and this next fight, it's gonna go to decision for sure. But it's gonna go Jon Jones, and then Jon Jones is gonna fight Gustafsson, and Gustafsson's gonna wipe the floor with him.
I would like to see that. Well, first of all, I want to see DC win. I really do believe this version of Jon Jones is going to get his ass handed to him by DC. But I will settle for him winning and then losing to Gustafsson, because that would be amazing too. I'll take either outcome. I just want to see Jon Jones lose eventually, because the fucking guy, it's sickening how talented this guy is. And he's just a piece of shit. No offense, Jon Jones. No offense. I guess John's not coming on the show now, but but I don't know. I mean, I'm just not a fan of the dude. I'm not a fan. People make mistakes. But to repetitively make the same mistake over. Fucking Craig Lee with a coffee tip dance. Coffee tip? All right. Let's see what Craig Lee's got to chime in right now with the coffee tip dance.
Thank you.
First Marin IMAO 3 retired not by choice. Never looked down on a Navy man, respect an eye. Want to feel Sarah girl side? I will treat her as a queen. Lol lol. Love to all. Chris, I love you. Marlon, later. We love her.
Oh, Craigley, you are wonderful, wonderful. He loves all the ladies. We have like 3 women that watch the MMA-Holes. Actually, there's 7% ladies. 7% of my viewers are women, and we know all 7 of them. All 7% of them, and they are wonderful, wonderful. And Craigley wants to have sex with all 7% of the ladies. So there you go. Oh, God. So let's move on. Cody Garbrandt is out of UFC 230.
Well, he's going to fight that bodybuilder now.
Oh, God. What do you what is up with that fucking guy, man? What do you think of that?
June 24th.
Who is this guy? First of all, who is this bodybuilder?
Somebody craving for attention.
God. Well, I mean, I guess he's got the attention, but god damn, he's so annoying to listen to. Where is this guy from? Do you know where he's from?
I think Florida. I'm not sure.
Wow, Florida.
I think Cody's in Florida as well, isn't he?
Cody fights out of Alpha Male. Where are they? Where is Alpha Male? That's a good question. Oh, it's got to be California, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he's out of Alpha Fail, Alpha Male, whatever you want to say. Uriah's boys. He's one of Uriah's boys. I'm assuming you're not watching The Ultimate Fighter then.
No. I of course didn't see it last week, but I mean it lost its purpose once he's out of the fight.
Right? How bad? I mean, the show sucks as it is, but how bad to fucking lose Cody Garbrandt? I mean, in that fight, it's like that's all anyone wanted to see was him and TJ bash face, and now that's not going to happen. Although Yoel Romero Whitaker is going to be fighting for an interim belt, and I'd rather see that fight. Who do you think comes out victorious in that one? Romero. Wow.
Absolutely.
A lot of people are saying that. I think people are going to be shocked. I really do.
Did you see what the main card fight is for that Ultimate Fighter?
Bullshit. It's such
crap.
It's such bullshit. It is such bullshit. I was there for the first time around in UFC 196 for Amanda Nunes versus Shevchenko. I was there. We were booing them. No joke. I was drunk and I was like, "Ah, fuck you. Get out of the cage." I was booing them. The fight was just, it sucked. And I think this fight will be better. But as a main event, woo, Lewis, what are we going to do about this?
Well, they've got Johnson versus Justin Gate is what it is as of now.
Wait. Hold on. Back that ass up. Johnson versus Gaethje. I can never say his name right.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah. They're going to headline. Wait, hold on. Is that
as of now? Yeah.
Is that on the hold on, let's go here. UFC 2.
Yeah, it's been on the website for like a week or so.
Check this fucker out. I'm hearing that it was Amanda Nunes, but well, how could that headline? That's all backwards then. Which they shouldn't. Yeah, I don't. Hold on. Let's look at this thing. Now my head's spinning. UFC.
Well, because Nunes is fighting. What card is she fighting on? She's fighting later on, I believe.
I thought she was on that card. I could be wrong. Hold on. Let me see.
I think she's on DC's card. No.
Let's see. UFC 2. Holy shit.
Nunes is on 213.
Okay,
she's
yeah.
the night after.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. UFC 213 was the card with so the fight night, the actual finale is going to be okay. So here I have on the screen right now UFC 213, Nunes, Shevchenko, Romero, Whitaker. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this actually is a pretty fucking good card. Lawler, Cerrone, Verdum, Overeem, Pettis versus Miller, Brown versus. Wow, look at this card. All right, this thing's coming together. Joe Bond
Johnson versus Gaeth. Gaeth was the only guy to beat Nick Newell.
And I did notice that, by the way. Okay, hold on a second. Let me back that up. Let me go to this one here. So, UFC Fight Night, the Ultimate Fighter finale. All right, I got it on the screen right now. Michael Johnson versus Gaethje. Is it Gaethje or I always say his name wrong, like a dick. But I think it's Gaethje, if I'm not mistaken. Who gives a fuck? Let's see. I'm looking at the card right now. It doesn't look bad for a fight night. And DeCasey's on that card as well. Hill came back. Cannonier. Theodoro's back. Okay, so that's a decent fight night card. Gaethje versus Johnson. He gets a headlining fight of a fight night, the Ultimate Fighter finale. So I see what they did there. They moved things around, and it looks pretty good. Gaethje now. I've seen a bunch of his fights. I've actually done even some more research ever since he's been signed with the UFC. Guy's been in brawls. The guy's in slugfests. The guy's a fucking badass. He's 17-0-0. He did hand Nick Newell his only loss. But what do you feel? Do you think that this guy is ready for the UFC, champion, and ready for the UFC right on a main card, headlining a fight? What do you think about that against Michael Johnson?
He's fought a couple guys who are in the UFC currently. I honestly, but fighting Johnson was 11 fights more experience. I'd probably give it a Justin though.
Talk about a fucking dangerous fight for Gaethje right here. Handing him a number 6 fighter, Michael Johnson, who is a fucking savage. The guy is no fucking joke. He's going to bring the heat, especially you got to think he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Oh, yeah. 14 of his 17 fights were by knockout.
Yeah. Let's see. I know Poirier's on that list. There's a bunch of guys I was like, oh, damn, this dude's for real. Hold on. Let's go to Michael Johnson right now. Number 6 fighter. Show the MMA-Holes live. Let's see. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's right. The Khabib fight where he came in on short notice, if I'm not mistaken. Khabib just fucking mutilated him and was looking at Dana White, tell him, feed me Conor. Then the Dustin Poirier fight was before that. Nate Diaz, which was a fight night headliner, went the distance, and Nate would just basically use his reach and picked apart Michael Johnson. Darius, he lost to, another decision over there, and then he went on a 4-fight win streak before that. Barboza, which is very impressive, by the way, beating Edson Barboza.
Melvin
Gillard, who, yeah, he has his moments. Yeah. And Tebow, he's fucking good. Joe Lauzon, pretty impressive. So, hey, Michael Johnson could fight. I think we could all agree on that. And it's going to be an interesting matchup between these two, considering what Gaethje is he going to have the jitters? Is he going to have the octagon squirts? Do you think he's going to be nervous in this fight, or is he going to be prepared?
I don't think so. He fought for World Series of Fighting, and they usually have the same amount of crowds not as much, but same sort of amount of crowds as the UFC. I'd still give it to him. He's got 85% of his fights were by knockout.
Mm-hmm.
I think easily he can end it first, second round.
I think it's safe to say, I think we could all agree on this, that this fight is not going the distance. Correct?
No, absolutely not.
Gaethje is not going to let that happen, and Michael Johnson's definitely going to look to finish him as well. So fireworks, man. Absolute fireworks in his fight. So I'm pretty pumped up for that. Okay, so hey, listen, these fights actually look like they're coming together for the Ultimate Finale Fight Week. This is actually Fight Week. If you guys aren't aware, this is going to be in Vegas. I think this is on a Friday. Oh, wait, hold on. This is a Saturday night. Wait, hold on a second. Hold your fucking horses. I think that's a Friday night. Right, let's see. The Ultimate Fighter finale, Johnson Gaethje, is Friday, and then the Saturday after that, July 7th and 8th, and then you have that pay-per-view. Here's the one I was talking about, the UFC 213, which is just I know it's an actual title fight, but fucking A, man. Nunez versus Shevchenko. I'm sorry. That's not cool, man. What do you think of women's MMA? Not to be sexist or anything like that, but honest opinions.
My favorite weight in women's MMA has got to be 115. You saw this last fight. Completely annihilated her in 5 rounds.
Joanna is probably one of my favorite fighters. So, right there, she is just... And they do have some killers in that division. So, here's the thing with women's MMA. I think that there are some very competitive fighters in women's MMA. Some killers, some superstars in women's MMA. And then... there's the complainers that drive me fucking nuts. Now, I'm going to go to this. Chris Cyborg, Jermaine Durandamy. I don't know if you heard about what's going on here, but Durandamy is running away from the 145 belt. She's running away. So it looks like the UFC is going to strip her of the 145 belt because she wants to go now down to 135 out of fear of facing Chris Cyborg.
Yeah, she came up with the excuse that Cyborg is a known cheater and Cyborg wiped the floor with her, and she's just using for an excuse.
It is a joke. And Durandamy, from what I hear, she put her social media on private because she's been getting harassed. And listen, people are assholes, so that's kind of fucked up. But let's go. Listen, you get harassed. defend your strap. Why fight for the 145-pound belt and then just vanish and go to the 135? It just I mean, I'm scared of Cyborg, but I mean, you shouldn't be. You're a fighter, and you should face the beast. It's crazy, but I think this is the problem with the women's MMA right now. I mean, there's a lot of complaining. Then you got this Magana chick who doesn't even belong in the UFC, and this girl gets kicked out of her fucking her gym. I was she in Alliance or some shit? I don't even know where she fights out of, but she's gone. She's bounced. They're like, get the fuck out of here. And she shut down her Instagram. Everything backfired on her. We don't know if she's suing Cyborg anymore. I think with Magana, I think the UFC is going to fucking pay her some money and be like, shut the fuck up, go away. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be smart to throw money at her. But I don't see her fighting in the UFC. I mean, with all this backlash that's been going on, I don't see her coming back.
Yeah, it's she doesn't even belong in the UFC. It's ridiculous, but regardless, we're here with Luis Serrano from Prospeer Branding Management, hanging out with the MMA-Holes on a Tuesday night. Now, Luis is a matchmaker. Luis is a magnificent management person, and he's a businessman. He's a swole businessman. What do you see in the future of Prospeer? Where are you looking to take your company?
I mean, with the couple contracts that we just signed, we're venturing not only into MMA, but one of our partners is also managing a couple recording artists. So we may just manage not only businesses and their brand, but individual brands.
So you're looking to pretty much spread out into a lot of things, but focus on the world of mixed martial arts?
Yeah.
All right. And it's actually kind of interesting. Mixed martial arts, it seems like it's booming right now. So this is the time to be into this. While it's growing, you could grow with this sport. So maybe you'll be the next big thing. I don't know. I mean, it seems like you're going in the right direction, doing good things. And you said, so now you're working with CES. Do you work with any other organizations? You just try to keep your doors open? How's this work?
So with me being a web designer and graphic designer, I've done work for some of the smaller organizations. I've created posters and matched a couple of their fights and some videos. But mainly, most of my focus will be with CES.
With CES, gotcha. And CES is, if you guys aren't aware, Access TV, when you see those fights, chances are you're watching a CES fight, and they got some killers coming out of CES. Who out of CES right now do you have your eyes on? Do you think there's a killer that someone should look out for in CES?
Two fighters who, without a doubt, are going to be in the UFC. We got Matt Bissett, which is their current 155-pound champ. He just annihilated like his last I think his last 5 opponents via TKO, and then Greg Rebello, which is their heavyweight. And the guy moves around like he's 170 pounds. And he's just mowing through heavyweights. He's another one that definitely would be in the UFC. I mean, look at the UFC. They definitely need more heavyweights.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. I am not a college sports fan. I don't watch college basketball. I don't watch college football. And I know there's a huge market for that stuff. I don't watch it. But people are like, hey, don't you want to see these guys before they get into the NFL, before they get into the NBA and all this bullshit, right? I don't care. But the funny thing is, when it comes to MMA, I am into the local events and stuff like that. Watching a fighter grow into a professional fighter and Bellator and UFC and all this stuff. It's actually kind of cool seeing these individuals do that. And I can't figure out what the reasoning is for that. I mean, I don't know. Are you a college sports fan?
Yeah, I mean, college football, they play with a lot more heart. Same thing goes with amateur fighters and starting out pro fighters. I mean, their dream is the big time, the UFC. So they're fighting. It's either, I knock you out or you end my career. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's a solo thing. Maybe it's because it's one person. It's not a team. I don't fucking know. But something about MMA, the sport as a whole, whether it's a pro fight, an amateur fight, anything, it is an awesome sport. Luis from Prospeer Management is here hanging out with us. And I see your good friend is here, Luis. Here we go. Mexican to your side says, ask him whose grandma he stole that sweater from. He wants to know.
His.
Oh no, here we go. Now Mexican definitely remembers you because I think Mexican fancies you a little bit, Luis.
I remember him.
Oh no. Okay, so here they come. Here they come. It was just a matter of time before they would start doing this crazy stuff. Let's see what else we got in here. Any questions for Luis? Let us know right now. Craig Lee wants to know, ask him if you would hold his nutsack. That's very nice of him.
I'm not even gonna entertain that.
Oh God. Martin Guitar 22 says the world needs MMA in the Special Olympics. No rules, old school. What do you think about that, Luis?
I mean, yeah, I'd watch it.
He wants you to set up some underground mongoloid fight. Yes. And I wonder why I can't get some guests on. And now I know. Let's see what else we got in here. Who the fuck is this guy? Says Hydrostatic. This is Luis from Prospeer. Brandon. Guys, this is Justin Sumter. If you know Justin Sumter, you better know Luis, because Luis is a swole gentleman and he will kick some fucking ass. That's right. Brian Royger wants to know an age. Luis says 28. There we go. I see. See, Luis sees everything right now. See, look, Mexican says Luis is my boy low key. So there you go. Oh God. The world of mixed martial arts, Luis. It's a wonderful world. Who knew that this group of degenerates could form a super team in the MMA-Holes and infect the world? Who knew? Oh God. All right, so Luis, any last words for the MMA-Holes? Look at these people, these degenerates that hang out with us. Anything that you would like to say to these people? Now, guys, you've seen Luis in the chat before. Luis has popped in on multiple occasions. Luis has actually contributed more than you guys realize. So I do thank Luis for coming on. And Luis does a great job at what he does. If you guys are looking to push yourself, your brand, business, anything, Luis is definitely the guy to at least talk to. And he charges, his rates are very low. So don't worry about it. Dirt cheap. Just a hand job, right? So definitely check out Luis. He's got an awesome website over there. Luis is at Prospeer Agency, correct? On Instagram?
Yep.
Prospeer Agency. Where can we find you on Twitter? Luis Serrano?
USMC_marketer.
Okay. There you go. USMC_marketer, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Check him out over there. And he does do a good job over there, and he's a good swollen businessman. Would you like to say anything to the MMA-Holes right now?
Yeah, Martin told me to tell you to shut the fuck up.
Yes, where is he? Martin was a guitar? Where the fuck is this guy? He has such a fucking hard on for me. Luis, you ever whoop hooker's ass? Where is he? There we go. There, shut the fuck up. All right, so there you go. He wants me to shut well, hey, we have to listen to the fans. This is what they want. Hold on, what else did he say? Luis, did you know that Chris was born a woman? Well, did you know that, Luis?
I was in your hotel room for premiere, yep.
That's right. I showed him my mangina. It was definitely wonderful. Oh God. This guy Martin came on a couple of weeks back, well, maybe a week ago. I don't even know. I think it was the last Fight Buddies. And he's been here ever since. He's been fucking Jesus Christ. Anyway, what do you think about Ariel Helwani? So he does this show called the MMA Hour. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. What do you think about him shutting down the live chat? He shut him down.
He's ever since the UFC got rid of him, the guy's garbage.
It's crazy, huh? Well, Fox had him on their show. He was like their inside guy. I don't know what the fuck he did wrong. He must have did something really fucked up. And then the UFC kicked him out of I forgot which what the hell?
He was interviewing fighters.
What the hell? I remember he dropped like the Lesnar news before 205, and the UFC was furious about that. But before that, with Fox, he did something. I don't know what the fuck he did, and he claims it wasn't even that bad, and they just fucking let him go. What I mean, so he asked cringy questions here and there. Isn't that what a reporter is supposed to do?
Yeah. I mean, Dana White hated him from the beginning, so I mean, you can do no right with him.
This is the thing with Dana White, man. He seems like the coolest guy. Like you watch him on what the fuck is Looking for a Fighter or some shit like that. You watch him, he's like one of the guys. He's cursing. He's a man's man. And then he just has like a period over fucking Ariel Helwani. And if someone asks the wrong question, it's like, is he a dick or is he a cool guy? What do you get from a guy like Dana White?
I mean, he seems like a dick. I mean, you've seen some of his videos where he's telling reporters to shut the hell up and stop asking stupid questions.
It's so bizarre.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Dana White.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't want to say anything bad about the guy because you never know. The MMA-Holes might team up with him and might take over the world. But if that doesn't happen, fuck him. What about a guy named Luke Thomas? Fucking penis, hot dog, bottom lip.
He's what? He's that journalist, right?
Yeah, he looks like. Oh, I'll put him on the screen for the viewers. I'm sure they know what he looks like. He's this guy over here. He has a hot dog bottom lip. Actually, he's a lot bigger than me. He could probably crush me with one fell swoop of his hand. But I don't know. He's Luke Thomas. Yeah.
Oh, he's on that XM channel, right?
He does have a serious show or some shit. Like, I don't know, XM or Sirius. He does have a show on there. You know what's funny? People are like, why do you hate Luke Thomas so much? It's not like I hate the guy. I actually enjoy some of his content, and I agree, unfortunately, with a lot of things he says, which kills me. But he's so full of himself, this guy, that I just want to throw myself through a wall when I listen to him. So, yeah. Who, out of the MMA world, is there anyone you're a fan of? Is there like a fighter? Is there anyone in the media? Is there anyone that you strive to be like? Is there someone that you look up to in the world of MMA? Besides Karen Wesh.
Not really. I mean, trying to set up my own path.
There you go. So, all right. So that's that. Any last words besides, tell Chris to shut the fuck up? Anything else for the holes?
I'm good.
All right, Luis, definitely come back. This was a good time. There's a lot more stuff I could always talk about with you. And definitely stay swole and sexy. And remember, guys, Luis Serrano at Prospeer Agency is where you can find him on Instagram. Everyone DM him dick pics right now. He likes that, right? You're into that? No?
Except for Mexican. I can't zoom in my phone.
There you go. Mexican says Luke Thomas can catch these hands. See? Fucking these MMA holes know where it's at. All right, Luis, thank you for coming on. I do appreciate it. And we'll have you on soon again, all right?
Sounds good.
All right, be good, my friend. Luis Serrano on the MMA Holes Live, hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
That's right, Luis. Yes, if you guys want Luis back on the show, you know what you need to do right in the chat right now. Hit me with the ones if you like to see a little bit more of Luis. Because Luis Serrano, it's kind of cool. Like when I've spoken to Luis on the phone multiple times, we text each other, we sext each other. I send him dick pics. It's great, and he's a good guy. He's a nice guy and everything like that. And he's got some cool stories behind the scenes. So there's a lot more I could dive into, and I would like to do that. If you guys would like to see more of the Luis, definitely hit me with the ones in the chat. And Craig Lee, you're hilarious with the the donations. It's so fucking funny, man. So funny. Beat it says X Ghost. Craig Lee says, Luis, peace. Peace, bitch, says Jay Smooth. Thanks, Luis, says Brian Royger. Marlon says, later, Luis. Thanks for coming by. That's very nice. Marlon Lane is here. Just came back from a dance convention jammy. What time is it? It's 10:04 over here. Marlon, if you'd like to jump in, throw me a thumbs up in the chat. Maybe I'll link you into the call. And, yeah. Brian Royger says he's better than Malky Kawa. Malky Cow, is that weirdo that was on today? The MMA Hour? Hey, listen. Everyone's good here on the MMA Holes. We're all good. We're all great. Every guest is amazing on the MMA Holes because we do nothing but amazing interviews over here because we are a wonderful, wonderful show.
Wonderful.
Oh, shit. Look what I forgot. We got 10 more likes. Boom. There it is. Now we dance. I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you, dislikes.
Yes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
Thank you, John. Appreciate it. Fucker, says Mexican. Louis Motorhead, Brian Royger, Fum Ducker, Frank Pavon. Or would like to see him again. Okay, why not? Why the fuck not? Chris has scoliosis from years of trying to suck his own pee-pee. How do you know? How do you know? When I was a young lad, I used to try to suck my own penis. As I got older, I developed scoliosis. I never quite could get to my penis. one day, maybe, I can get there. One day. All right. Yes. All right, guys. Relax. Everyone relax.
Wonderful.
All right. I can't today. Next time for sure. Okay. That is cool. LOL, Sad Chris. That's right. If you guys want to see more Sad Chris, hit me with the ones and maybe we'll do some more additions. Sad stories with Chris. And can I get a
Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement! Head movement!
This show is out of fucking control, and that's how I love it. I love shows like this because we don't know what the fuck's going on anymore. We've all lost our minds. That's right. Anyway, tomorrow, I will be doing my Ultimate Fighter Tough recap where we talk about a show that had zero finale because Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw is not going to happen. So much for that. But we will be doing our weekly MMA show on Wednesday where we'll talk about topics and news and we'll complain and we'll have guests and we'll be swole and sexy as usual. Ultimate Fighter recap will be tomorrow night, Wednesday night. Friday, fuck it. We could do another random night. If you like it, we bring it back. I'm going to do a couple more comments in the chat, and then I'm going to shut this fuker down. I always appreciate the wonderful, wonderful group of misfits that come in and enjoy this swole show. All right, let's see what's... Chris, why don't you get your neighbor from across the street?
Wonderful.
Oh, God, so sad. It is. Danny Bonaducci acting skills. Yes, that's where I learned everything. At the MMA-Holes, have me, you fook. Craig Lee, you want to jump on? Yeah, maybe we could throw Craig Lee on. If you guys want to see a little Craig Lee, we could do a quick 15 minutes of the Craigster. You know what? I would have Craig on. Fuck it. Why not? If you guys want Craig on the show, hit me with the ones right now, and maybe we'll have a little Craig Lee on the show. Craig Lee calls, call me, bitch. Head movement. Craig, of course, is Marlon. Get Craig on Shaven Goat. That's right. I did shave a little bit more. It is closer. I got to let it grow back a little bit. I got to find that perfect level of beard where everyone could be there. I don't know. It's a little short right now. A little shorter than usual. I don't care. Let's see. Hey, bitch, Fook, have me. I run this chat. All right. Shut down. I need to go buy some food. Brian Rogers like, shut this thing down. All right, so this is what we're going to do. Oh, here they come. They call for the Craig. A Craig Lee, not on a random night, but on a Tuesday night. Holy shit. Okay. Martin, guitarist, says the show is flatlining. Well, Martin, you contribute a lot to this show. Absolutely nothing, but you contribute a lot. All right, let's see what we got over here. Maybe I'll throw Craig on. Now, this is a Tuesday night, friends. All right? So don't get your panties in a bundle. This is not a normal thing over here. Usually what happens is Monday, we do the pre-show. Wednesday, we do our weekly show as well. And Friday, we do random night and possibly a afternoon show as well. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are up in the air. This Thursday, something might be happening. And hopefully I'll have some good news for you. Well, let's see. I'm working on something for this Thursday. That would be nice. It'd be nice if it comes through. Let's see. What am I doing here? I'm getting Craig on. Let's do it. Let's send him a link to the Swole Show. All right. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm sending it. Compose on the MMA-Holes. Paste. All right. Let's see. Craig. We're inviting the Craigster in. All right. Here we go. All right, we sent it out to Craig Lee. Why the fuck not? Wow, 1,247. Someone else jumped in on the MMA-Holes. Welcome. I missed you, but you belong here. Along with everyone else. 35 likes on a Tuesday night. We have almost 30 people watching right now, and that is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you to our guest, Luis Serrano, Prospeer. Check him out in the description. And right off the bat, holy shit. Amazingly, he comes on. Yeah.
Give my bowl. I have to sit down for a minute. You're looking at my bowl full of wonderful.
Guest on the MMA Holes. We got a guest. We got a guest.
All right.
We got a guest on the MMA Holes.
That's right. I do see.
Asking you shall receive from Brother Craig unto thee, my friends.
Craig Lee, it's a Tuesday night, and you're live on a swole show. How you feeling tonight?
I am feeling wonderful, relaxed, and there's a bowl. I was having a bowl there, if you don't see the ends of that. But I enjoy myself, enjoying what was going on tonight. So our brother Luis on there, so good for that. Let's see what we got here. We got Martin Guitar Stand. Let's see that crank. I'll show you that crank, my homeboy. Give me 1 second. But let me start a buzz into there. But guys, we're having a good time, Chris. I've been enjoying myself. Too bad Martin can't come on tonight. She's really one of my favorites, that's for sure.
She is good people. Now, Craig, I might need you to do me a quick favor. Could you jump back in? Because it sounds like it's a little gargly right now. Maybe I think the link might be a little screwed.
You click out and click back in?
Yeah, try it one more time. Jump back in.
I'll do it, brother. All right.
Awesome.
Be right back.
That's it. Craig Lee is going to jump back into the call. Yeah, it's a little gargly over there. Gargly. So I like perfection on my MMA holes. And I like my Craig clean and crisp and clear. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get him crisp and clear on his swole Tuesday night show. That's right. Tuesday night with Craig Lee on the MMA holes.
Chisel.
All right, let's see what we got here. Hangouts. It does sound like
the chisel.
Oh, that's so much better. There we go, Craig. Now we're talking.
Yeah, baby. We sweet and primoing up. Yeah. I love it, my brother.
Guys, welcome to the show, Craig Lee. Wonderful MMA hole extraordinaire. MVP, the MVP of the MMA holes, to be exact. And he's here on a Tuesday night. How's it feel to be here on a Tuesday night?
It's awesome as always to be anywhere with the MMA holes. My brothers are keeping the chat righteous and alive. And, it's just a great night. It's a great night overall, man. I'm having a great night. I see we got a wonderful week coming up of fights happening. We got it all going on this week, ladies and gentlemen.
We do. This is fight week. UFC 212 is going down. And speaking of UFC 212, oh, wait, hold on. Before I say this, Fears Man is in the chat. If you guys like superhero cartoons, Fears Man actually has a cartoon on his channel of him being a superhero. So go check that out. It's a wonderful, wonderful job.
Sorry, brother, man. That was an accident.
That's all right. Never do it again.
Sorry. Yeah, a little bit of scotch just late in the evening.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah, might as well. It's the end of the day. But, Fears Man's a righteous brother, too. Hey, I was going to ask you something. So I was waiting on you and Luis to consummate your man love for each other.
Yeah, me and Luis, we were about to suck each other's dicks. It was going to be a great time. It's funny? We have a lot of conversations outside of the show. And we're always bullshitting this and that. I'm like, dude, let's just fucking save it for the show. Just come on the show and bullshit with us. So it was nice to just give him a plug and
cool.
have the Luis man on the show. So yeah, I figured I'd throw him on a Tuesday night. We're not doing anything special. Wow, look at that over there. What do you got? A nice little rock. Looks like that looks like it's going to be some good stuff here. What are we looking at?
Tonight we're having and feasting on some of Craig's old-fashioned skunk, original OG skunk, made and bred down here in Alabama.
That looks like it's going to be a good one, Craig. It does look like a good one. I tell you what, man, you have.
There's my clinky clink. Sorry about that.
That's all right. You have a nice collection over there of stuff. Now you said you grow your own stuff.
Exotic herbs and plants. So that's what we do. No, I don't do anything. What I do is I make jewelry to the stars and love to wonderful ladies. But at the same time, I do enjoy the fruits of marijuana.
And I have to say, now is Ling Ling there with you tonight?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone say hello to Ling Ling in the chat. I see Nightmare 2 is here. What's up, Nightmare? What's going on? I see you in there. Speaking of UFC 212, could you imagine, Craig, if one of these motherfuckers gets hurt, or pulls out of that card? What do you think the UFC does?
Well, when I look at that, a lot. It's just me. I'm probably just weird. But that's all right. I get funky with the righteous women. Is that fight looks so similar to one that we just missed out on when I was out in California heading to Vegas to see that fight. You know which one I'm talking about.
Absolutely. Khabib and El Kakui.
Damn right. Looks way too similar to me, man.
Isn't it like, and you got a guy like Jose Aldo, who is notorious for pulling out of fights. It's happened a million times. I mean, yes, it's in Brazil, so you know he wants to drag himself in there. But you got to think the smallest little injury, this guy does pull himself out. I mean, it's happened before. Could you freaking imagine? Like, what would the UFC do? What would they do?
We fund a lot of damn money, probably. I don't know, brother, but it sucked. That's why I sold my tickets last time. When I saw the Ferguson fight drop through, I was in L.A. heading back to Bama. I said, "Fook this, bro."
They left that card with no room to breathe, and I'm on the wrong thing.
All respect to Wonder Boy and Woodley, but still, that wasn't the fight I was looking for.
Now, and even if you think about that card, at least it still had its main event. I mean, some may say that shouldn't have been the main event, but regardless, that still had its main event. But
sure.
This year, if one of these Fooks drops out of the main event,
it's screwed.
Oh my God, it turns really bad, like really bad. So I'm curious if the UFC would actually turn this into a non-pay-per-view. Have they ever done that before? A UFC pay-per-view?
Idea.
I mean, I guess you can't if you really think about it, because everything is all booked up. Like, where would they air? Would they put it on Fight Pass? Like, what would they do?
They're going to be out money regardless. So you have to book all this time and satellite time, and they're already out money.
Man, in a weird way, I kind of want to see someone get hurt.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm with you. I love that shit. What do you think? Man, nobody says, man, let's be straight up with each other, all you fans and you motherfuckers. And by the way, I want to say to everybody in the chat, I love you too, man. We got such a wonderful bunch of people. Jesus, Jay, all the whole crew. They're wondering why you and that dude didn't consummate that. But anyway, Ling Ling gets ping ping from ding ding. Yes, she do. She do now. All right, here's the deal. We watch fights for one reason, to see someone get bloodied, but we want them to hang on long enough for only it's just a struggle to the damn end, because we all know a short fight sucks.
It's true. We are here for the disaster. We're here to watch someone get bludgeoned and destroyed. So we're not here for fun and games. We're here to see terrible things happen to men and women. And
can we talk about Valentina? Yeah, baby.
Who is your number one? I don't know if have you been watching the Embeddeds at all? I mean, Carolina, that girl is in some shape,
everything she's got. See, Chris, what you got to understand, my brother. Can I preach it to you real quick?
Go for it.
All right, here's the deal. MMA women, I love them all. It's really true. I mean, because regardless, they got no fat on them, and as long as they ain't got no dick, I'm good with it. Now, I'm being a little crude. I got to be cool because Marlene's in the chat, and I don't want to seem crude because I love her, and I think she's a real wonderful person. But anyway, you know what you get when you get here. That being said, now, the rest of them, shoot, I could run the gamut. My tongue is given over as property to them for the cunnilingus pleasures for the rest of their life.
Craig, I have to say the last the last appearance you made was easily, hands down, my favorite one on Random Night. That one was great. Did you get a chance to see that back at all, or?
Whoa, boy, did I! I forgot half that stuff, man.
It was so great. It really was. I think that
was that was the unabashed Craig Lee Bogart XXX2 at Twitter. Yeah, that's the unabashed Bogart. Woo! See, we were doing dabs that night. We weren't hitting, bud. We were hitting straight up dabs and whoppa pow. I forget how that stuff affects you, my man. The woof woof. 12 cheeseburgers later, and here I is.
Explain to the people that aren't familiar. What is a dab? What would it besides the whole?
That is a reduction, basically, to put it quickly and efficiently. A reduction of the buzz to a gooey resin, in which you get a gooey concentrate, and then you put it on a hot pipe and pow! You got to fuck with all that smoke. So if you take a hit, 2 or 3 of them, and you good to go. Of course, being me, Bogart, I had to take 5 or 6 along with my blue label, Johnny Walker. Damn right. Hanging with the boys, as that sweet fucking asshole says.
Hanging with the boys.
Boy, that's gonna haunt him forever, man. If he ever goes to prison, this is gonna play that over and over while he's penetrated by big prison inmates.
Well, Cody Garbrandt doesn't sound too optimistic about his future right now. This injury could be something that really sets him back. I mean, once you hurt your back, that's some serious stuff right there. Do you think that this could be something that could plague Cody in the future?
Yeah, it'll prevent his popping and locking in the damn ring when he's supposed to be in there fighting. But yeah, whatever. I got no hate or love for him. I got no respect for him either at the same time. I just would like to see TJ and him fight. It'd be a good ass fight. I hope both of them are bloodied in a big blobby mess. There's a sort through the shit to figure it out, my brother.
Yeah, that's a fight that we need to see. I kind of like, the more I think about it now, I'm thinking the Mighty Mouse versus TJ thing is probably not going to happen. It's just not making sense right now.
It's not realistic, man.
Yeah. So it looks like that whole thing is gone, and Mighty Mouse is never going to take it. He's never going to take it. So we could all forget about that and stop talking about that as well. But TJ is kind of in limbo right now. Like, where does TJ go right now? Because Cody is going to be sidelines. And TJ's just floating around. What would be next? Does he wait? Does he take on another fight and risk this opportunity? What does a TJ Dillashaw do in a situation like this?
Well, Chris, and I think you really know the answers right there. It's like this. When you take someone like TJ and you got all this anxiety that's been built up, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, which I know Jesse B is, but I'm not. But I would say this, I don't think this stuff was just accidental or happenstance. This is by design, the way this whole thing played out from the fight in the beginning to draw you in, to suck you in, you idiot mother grabber, to watch this shit show. And what do you get? You get screwed in the ass with no fight. God damn it, it's wrong.
You would think that every time the UFC puts together a season of Tough, you would think they would have a backup plan, correct? Like, wouldn't you?
You got it. God damn it, you're a $1 billion company, you dipshits. Another backup plan is to leave us hanging out there with our tongues agape for our mouths like whores begging for more MMA.
Guys, if you're just tuning in right now, we're hanging out. We're hanging out with Craigley on the
I'm telling the truth.
That's right. And he only speaks words of wisdom and truthful facts. We're talking about the whole situation with TJ Dillashaw and Cody Garbrandt. And yeah, I mean, if you have a season of Tough, have a backup plan. All right, he's calling over Ling Ling.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Right back at you, my brother. Yes. Yeah, that's how I feel, man. That's straight up. I just, come on. It's obvious. Do you think that really could just happen by you build this up with all this fight shit and screw you over? No, it's straight up planned.
Shout out in the chat to a Frank Bavan as well.
Love Frank.
Frank, he's been putting together videos. Now, he devoted his channel to the MMA-Holes.
Frank to the moon.
So, Frank, yes, you've been definitely knighted top dog on the MMA-Holes, because if you definitely check out his channel, I have to move him up on the wonderful channels, because he's been putting up some great content. Definitely check it out.
Crazy son of a bitch. I love it, man. Him and Jesus, Max, the whole bit. I'm glad to see people in here tonight, man.
What's it called? Rory, hello. Roy Nelson on Into Bellator, where he fucking belongs. What do you think about Roy Nelson and Bellator? You think he's got a couple more years left in him over there to put on a show? You think he has a little left in the tank at Bellator?
Yeah, definitely. And there's a swap up in between Bellator and UFC. Excuse me, G-Man, rock you, brother. Ex-Ghost Rock on, my man. But here's the thing. You've got there's a real switch that could be made there, because I know we all look at Bellator as like, well, this is where people go and aren't really that good. Well, that's bullshit, because there's some fantastic fighters. If you took both those two groups and mixed them together, it'd be hard to whittle down who was with who. It's just badass versus badass on any given day. Who promotes the money? But yeah, he's got time there, because Bellator is unfortunately the B string right now.
Yeah. And this is the chance. This is the chance for Bellator to strike. You have a lot of fighters saying that the grass is greener on the other side. This is the time for Bellator to make their move. The fights are falling apart in the UFC. People are complaining. People are rioting at their whatever the hell. Oh, hold on. Here's.
I'll just say something in Mexican real quick. Come here, girl. Hang on just a second, Chris. Hang on.
Yeah.
Come here, buddy, girl. Say something to Mexico, okay? Thank you, baby.
What the fuck was that? Wait.
Oh, that was Ling Ling saying hello to Mexican. Did you not get it? I had the headset off and gave her the microphone.
Oh God, I wish I had a replay. Hold on.
Oh shit.
Hold on a
Oh
second.
well, man.
Hold on a second here.
Megan Julie.
Hold on, to make their
I
move.
love it.
The fights are
Brother.
falling apart in the UFC. Hold on a second.
Whittle down who was with who. It's just badass versus badass on any given day. Who
Craig,
promotes the money?
I'm sorry.
But yeah, he's got time there because Bellator is unfortunately
I gotta play
the
this back.
B string right now. Thank you, Martin Guitar.
Yeah. And
I don't care
this
either
is
way.
the chance. This is the chance for Let's see. Bellator to
Love
strike.
you,
You have a
brother.
lot of fighters saying Here we go. that the grass is greener on the other side. Yeah. This is
No
the time
selling,
for
just
Bellator
smoking.
to make their move. The fights are falling Hold on a apart in second. UFC. I gotta People are replay this. complaining. People are rioting at their whatever the hell. Oh, hold on. Here's
Yeah. Come here, girl. Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah, Lingley was in there. I gave her the headphones and she said hello to Mexican or some shit. I don't know what she said. I wasn't paying attention.
Here it goes.
Folding my dick back up. Did she say hello? I couldn't hear her. She said hello. I watched her. I was watching her, man. She said
Oh my
hello.
God. What was that?
Mexican. You saw dick, motherfucker.
Oh, that's
Some of
good.
them are just, God damn it.
Oh, God. Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Lee has entered on a Tuesday night, and Ling Ling has made her first appearance on the MMA-Holes live.
And they've got a hashtag. Listen. They got a hashtag free Ling Ling.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit, man. I'm dying here. Oh, God. Ling Ling's cracking up. Mariana, if she'd ever get up to the head of my knee, she'd be laughing.
We've lost.
Yeah, she's off here.
We've lost it here on the MMA-Holes. We've completely lost it on a Tuesday night. Craig Lee is here hanging with the holes, hanging with the boys.
Hanging with the boys.
And yeah.
God, that is such a thing that will haunt him forever. That will beat him in prison. That will. Oh man, that shit's gonna get bad for him.
Ling Ling versus Carrie. Make it happen, Chris. Hey, my brothers,
you
how's
don't
it
want
going?
Ling Ling's kung fu chick, man. No shit, she really is.
Happy Days wants to know, does she cook a lot of kimchi? Kimchi.
No, you don't cook kimchi unless you want to cook it. Kimchi is a fermented cabbage, very Korean dish, and was been going on for 1,000 years. Cabbage fermented and ground. Anyway, but no, she cooks all kinds of good stuff. More than that, she rubs my nutsack, brother. Yeah, and she loves me because that's just how it is. And Brianna loves me because, well, that's just how it is. That she gets half my money, but you know.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Nobody gets half of my shit, man. Are you kidding me?
Marlene, take care. Marlene's heading out. Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, if you have anything to say to Craig, I'm going to wind the Tuesday down. So throw it in the chat right now. Say hello to our friend Craig Lee, the MVP of the MMA-Holes. He has a nice chunk of goods. And what's kind of cool about this, Craig, is we get to see it in person this time. This time we get to see the goods in nice lighting. This is exciting right now.
I'm excited, very excited. Martin Guitar rocks, and so does the rest of the chat. Look at everybody, Jesus holding it high, being the man. KMX 193, what's up, my brother? Joseph Crutchfield, Craig living off wheat egg rolls and hand jobs. Right back at you, brother Chris. Craig Lee be fucked up tonight.
Oh my God!
Fucked up.
All right.
Oh shit! I
Greetings,
got
Matt.
stone, brother.
All right, so everyone's
way.
saying hello to Craig. See you, Marlene. Bye, Marlene. Stay wonderful, wonderful. Stay majestic.
Love Marlene. She is the best.
All right. All right, Craig. Any last words for the holes? I'm going to wind this down. We're going to come back tomorrow night for the Tough Recap show. It's the best show of all time. And we're going to get swollen sexy. Maybe crack open some scotch. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. And I don't know. Craig, have you watched any of the episodes of The Ultimate Fighter? Or you've just been passing on it?
No, bro, I've been watching them so I could talk intelligently about it afterwards, which now it seems pretty much like, well, fuck it, it sucked. That's all you got to say at the end of each one of them now. And especially now that them little punk-ass bitches are not going to fight.
I'm waiting for one episode to be like, just blow me away, and I'll start the show as like, guys, it happened. It fucking happened. I could rate it higher than a 5 right now. But I've yet to see that episode, and I'm trying. I'm waiting for it. It's just not happening, so we'll hang in there.
Good things.
We'll hang in there. I've been trying to get Eddie Truck to be on, too, as well. We've touched base on Twitter, back and forth. He said he'd be down to come on, and then he just vanished. So I'm trying to get him on. He's a New York fella, swole, muscular man. And, yeah, that's that.
You like those swole, muscular men, don't you, brother?
That's right. I like my men swole and muscular.
I love you, buddy. I ain't no shit. I love to give you hell because so you can take it. We didn't give Luis enough shit. Hey, your eyebrows look like goddamn John characters.
Let's see. Chris divorced Bellator and fucked with KSW. That's what Lemon Drop wants me to do.
I am your Mr. Miyagi, Jesus, and I love you.
All right, Craig, any last words for the holes?
I love all of you, and it's a wonderful thing, and we love our little tip, poor Chris. You ginger pussy bitch.
All right.
I love you, Chris.
Thank you, Craig.
Love you, chat.
Have a great night. All right, we had to get control. We've lost complete control of this show. Now Craig Lee is a swole gentleman that hangs out with the MMA holes random nights, Friday nights. We definitely get crazy and crunk. That was a little taste of random night on Friday night. So if you guys are like, hey, what is random night like? Well, you had a taste of it right there because Craig Lee jumped in on a call. Thank you, Craig, for jumping on. And Craig he's Mr. Donation. He's Mr. Personality. He is the MVP of the MMA holes. So I always love Craig coming on and hanging out with the holes and the boys. It's always wonderful, wonderful. Guys, we got to wrap this shit up. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm losing complete control and I love it. Guys, let's see. Last words in the chat. And then we wind this fooker down. It's great to see all of you guys. Frank Bavon, look at this. What a last minute donation.
Craig and Ling Ling mad as fook.
Thank you, Frank. They are mad as fook. You are correct. Thank you so much for the donations tonight, guys. I really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome with that. And it makes everything go smooth and sexy. Love it. 1247. Goal 1,036 tips. We had John dance 3 times. It is a good time when John dances. And it is wonderful, wonderful. KSW, you dirty whores, says Lemon Drops. All right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
There you go. Trailer Park Boys Material says Mexican DSI. KSW has juice heads. I'm down. Chris is going to be on the new season of RuPaul Drag Race. All right. If the price is right, I'll be there. Let's see. X Goes 22 says Craig will, with a voice like that, should try out for X Factor AGT ETC. My wife was just watching AGT. That show is a rough one. Almost as rough as this show, but it is a rough one. Imagine Craig on America's Got Talent. That would actually be hilarious. But what would be his talent? Would it be smoking weed? Or actually the stories. Maybe his stories could be the talents. Or he could be behind something, a curtain, and have tales of Ling Ling. I don't know. I love Ling Ling. Ling Ling is awesome. And as long as Craig gets his balls licked.
Lick my balls.
That's all that matters. KSW Test the Fighters. I haven't seen KSW. What is KSW? I might have to check that out. If, you know what? Maybe I will check that Fooker out. Hit me on the DMs. Twitter and IG at the MMA Holes, and I'll check out KSW. Send me a link to that shit. I'll check it out. Can you look at the camera and say, he's not the Messiah? Okay, ready? Are you going to use this for one of your... I'll give you a second to screenshot it or videotape it. Ready? You want me to say he's not the Messiah? Okay, ready? He's not the Messiah. I'm going to try it again. Ready? He's not the Messiah. All right. I know Frank Bavon. He's been crazy with his videos. Go check out Frank Bavon's channels. After this, I need you guys to check it out. On the MMA Holes, let me go over here. I definitely have the timestamp. Ling Ling kind of creeped me out. That voice. I have nightmares. All right, let's go over to the MMA Holes channel. All right. Here we go. Here it is, the MMA Holes. And here's the wonderful, wonderful channels. I'm going to have to move, Fred. Let's see. Where are you, Frank? I know you're on here. Someone's getting bumped because I might have to bump somebody. But here he is, Frank. We need to move Frank into a higher spot because he's been fucking killing it. You know what I'm gonna do? We're gonna move people around. We're going to have to make some moves over here. But check him out. Frank's got some awesome videos. Look at the cat. Tickle the cat. Tickle Frank's cat. Definitely check him out. Subscribe to Frank's channels because after this, you could see some more videos that Frank dedicated to the MMA-Holes, and they are wonderful, wonderful. Some have to do with our friend George Sampras and some other things over there. So definitely check out Frank. He's been a swole member of this group, and it's great. Spark Up, laugh my ass off. His talent would be shining as the bright redneck. Yeah, you know what? The brightest redneck in the U.S. That would be his talent. Okay. I think that would be a great talent. Spark Up, laugh my ass off. Smoke It. Cheer Kid. All right. At the MMA-Holes. Ling Ling sounded like she has was Jigsaw's ex. Ling Ling, can you come on for a second?
Yes.
Ling Ling. We're not gonna play that game. Let's see. Latest fuckers, X-Ghost, peace out, my friends. Everyone, peace out. Thank you for joining us on a Tuesday night of the MMA-Holes. It was swole. Check out in the description to Lewis's stuff. And thank you for Lewis again for coming on. We will see you tomorrow night where things get crazy and cringy for an MMA-Holes weekly show. I think it's number 37. We've been doing this 37 weeks in a row. And yes, it is wonderful, wonderful. Guys, thank you for joining us on this lovely night, Tuesday. And always remember, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA-hole.